Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope you had a great year and a great decade as it's coming to the end of a decade. Hope it went well for you. It's been going fairly well for myself, thankfully. I'm far from perfect. I could get a lot more from it and I want a lot more. But I just thought I'd give you a quick shout on some of the benefits martial arts has brought to my life. Thankfully, thank fuck. This last decade has been a mad one. This year alone has been mad. I haven't got to do as much martial arts as I'd like. I got sidetracked with 2 injuries. I got my back banjaxed, which turned into a funny meme that someone made in the Nogi Worlds last December. So that had me out for a while, and then I had an absolute unbelievable situation happen where I wasn't even training related. When I was almost back from my back injury, I blew my knee. It was bonkers. You'd have to have been there to have seen it. Like, it was just unbelievable. Still just gradually getting over that. That was a bad one. It was pretty much looked like the Mirko Cro Cop, when he got head kicked and he fell and his leg just went. It was pretty much the same as that, but thankfully my knee did not explode that bad. My leg didn't break, but it was bad enough anyway. Then had the baby, so I've been I can't say sidetracked because what can you do, but that's just the way the year's been. So martial arts wise, I haven't got as much in as I'd wanted to, so it's not been ideal. I put on a good bit of weight because of that. Well, because of the eating. Usually I don't eat as well as I should, but I get away with it because of the sheer volume of training I do. But yeah, I haven't got to train as much as I wanted to, but next year's going to be better. Next year's going to be better in that area. But the decade, as it were, decade started off 2010 going into 2011. I was still working in the IFSC at that stage, so the Irish Financial Services Centre. It's just an area in Dublin. I was doing finance work. I was doing BS work. For me, some people quite enjoy finance. Wasn't for me. That had been a lot. I'd previously done karate before that, but that year I had fallen out of training pretty much, I believe, or around that time anyway. It's hard to remember exactly when you get hit in the head so many times. But I had an injury from karate. I hyperextended my elbow so many times I couldn't bend it past almost 90 degrees. It was just banjaks. The usual. I got injured, ignored it, kept training, injured again, kept training, and went like that for a number of years until it just was like, what the fuck are you doing? And stopped moving. So that's when Pat dragged me literally into MMA. He showed me the ways of MMA. He was still beginner level himself, but he was good enough to show me my ignorance to the sport, as it were, and I quickly fell into the jiu-jitsu part of it. That was completely new for me. I'd done karate. I had a black belt in karate. I got a second black belt in karate. Then I had done kickboxing, a lot of competition in kickboxing, sports karate. I had done a little bit of competition in boxing. I had done the transition year, a little bit of judo in the transition year modules and a little bit afterwards. And I competed and medaled in that as well. But it was all, stand-up based stuff. I just was completely ignorant of the groundwork, and it was great to have a new beginning as it was. I had going from a black belt and then just going onto the ground and getting the absolute shit out of you. I still got a bit of a hide in the stand-up as well, unfortunately. But when I done MMA, the biggest knowledge gap was obviously groundwork, and it was great to have something that I was a beginner at and gave me purpose and drive. So I went from, before I had really got into the jiu-jitsu, like I said, I was injured. I had got karate previous to that. That really was the only sport that I really excelled at. I wasn't particularly good at anything before that. I just put the time dedication into that, got reasonably good, and then picked up the injuries, and then there was a lull there. About a year I wasn't doing much, and it got fairly fast. You'd be sitting on the couch eating shit food at night time, just watching the soaps and stuff, and then there's fuck all to do. I ended up just have a couple of cans when you're sitting in. You come home from work, banjaxed, really don't want to go to work, annoyed with it, and then just have a couple of drinks, bit of shit food, bit of shit telly, and then it just, the next day gets worse because you're going into work. Now, I wouldn't often be going in hungover, but it's a downward cycle. Obviously, the odd day you'd be going in hungover, and nothing's improving. So thankfully, I found jiu-jitsu. I put down the bottle and picked up the kimono pretty much. So I haven't drank since 20, I think that was summer 2010. I believe it was summer 2010. It was 2011 when I put the kimono. So it was in and around that. Somewhere between summer 2010 and that Christmas, I believe it was, or start of 2011. And yeah, haven't looked back since. It's been great. The amount of stuff that has been opened up to me because of jiu-jitsu. I started training more jiu-jitsu. Finally had some purpose again, had something that I enjoyed doing, that I was passionate about, which changed my life completely. That just built, and then in time I was like, I just really didn't enjoy my job at all. Not didn't enjoy it, I really disliked it at the time. And that was it. Jiu-jitsu was what I wanted to do, so I just packed in the job and started training all the time, full time. So thankfully I was able to. I had no plan, zero plan. I'd saved up some money from when I was working, and I just burned through that just to train. And yeah, of course, no one kind of really got it, but no one would have a go at me probably. But my mum, my dad, none really. We were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But thankfully, just kept going, and never had any intentions of, I wanted to own a school, or this was the plan, that was the plan. It was just, I just had a passion and just followed it. And I'd already done a little bit of coaching in karate, from a young age. Pat had done more, and just gradually it just developed that we were driving all over the place. We'd be driving down the M50, and everyone knows about the M50. We'd be driving down the M50 to the Red Cow, train SBG, then you'd be straight into the car, down to Dunleary, train, maybe sleep in the car. You train 12 in SBG, 4 o'clock in Dunleary, sleep in the car, maybe jump out, train 7, 8, back in the car, drive back here. That just became a case that maybe one night we'll stay out here. So we started doing Thursday night, I think it was 8 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. I believe it was at the start, and Saturday 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So we're like, we'll just get a couple extra sessions in here. And then all that drive, my back just went boom. Had enough of this, and it was so sore to even just sit in the car to drive that far. We just ended up being here more and more. So it's just the way the cookie crumbled. Next thing you know, we've got like a fairly well established academy here. So it's mad, really. And when we started off, again, I didn't even have any intentions of setting up an academy. And then when we did, our initial intentions was, if we can get 100 members in the door, we'll be doing well. We're doing very well. And thankfully we've exceeded that. And the amount of people within the community that we've managed to hopefully benefit in some small way. Some people come here and you wouldn't even know. They're nice and quiet, they just do their training and they're tipping away. You'd be talking about, how's it going, whatever, chit chat. And then, you'd be here one night and you'd be closing up or whatever, and they go, and they get talking and tell you some story, and you'd be like, oh my God, I cannot believe the impact jiu-jitsu has had on me. To tell you what they were doing previously. And maybe I'm a bit naive or stupid or something, but I just didn't realise that many people had lives that were like that, where there were so many people are dependent on drugs, or they're just in a rut or whatever, and it's just not going well for them. And then something like it doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu, of course, that's just what worked for me. Some people can like other martial arts, some people can like other sports, some people have other hobbies, whatever it is. But it's just an opportunity where you can find something that you enjoy doing, that you're passionate doing, that you can look forward to doing at the end of the day, and it can just help focus your life and improve it. And that's what martial arts has done for me. The difference between that low point when I was injured and drinking and I was arguing with Aisling and stuff, compared to when I started training more and more and built it up, the difference now is unbelievable. Not to say I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. Many a person will tell you that. And I'm still not near where I want to be. I've got a lot, but I'm just a hungry bastard. I just want more and more. But I still have a lot of things, that I need to improve upon myself personally. So still a work in progress, but compared to where I was at that point, it's an unbelievable difference. So long story short, if you can find something that you're passionate about, go for it. If it happens, if you think it might be martial arts and you want to come down and try it, drop down. Really glad to show you what it's all about. If you like it, perfect. If you don't and you want to try something else, work away. If you were previously down here and you fell out of your routine, which can often happen with injuries, with life events like changing jobs, buying a house, getting married, kids, whatever it is, don't put it off indefinitely. Like, the older you get, the time just goes faster and faster and faster. I cannot believe how quick time is going by. Don't put it off. Whatever it is that you want for life, go out there and grab it. All right. USA guys, thanks to everyone that made for a good year, made for a good decade, and yeah, I'll keep plugging away, and hopefully we can keep improving things here to benefit people. The gym has benefited so many people, it will continue to do so. There's so many things coming down the pipeline in the schools and stuff that should help people. Tournaments expanding should help people also. Yeah, onwards and upwards guys. USA.